or the retail trader or the HNI investor is feeling rather upbeat, or this is nearing, or this market is going to near what could be called as end of its rally. So markets, meanwhile, if I really have to scan through the first rates in terms of where the price action is and where the volume action is, well, I'm not surprised at all. You've got still those two-digit stocks which are dominating the first rates. So Vodafone, GTL Infra, South Indian Bank, Reliance Power, Gammon Infra, Suzlon Energy. So the top 5 traded stocks, or the top 7 traded stocks on my screen are all single-digit stocks. Point number 1, you don't like that. I don't like that trend. Then you got that bazaar move in Indiabulls Housing continues. Both Indiabulls Housing and Indiabulls Real Estate, they've just gone through the roof. Of course, Nayantara reported a story last week that they are looking at getting capital infusion both on the debt side again and on the equity side to keep the balance sheet very solvent. In terms of volume activity, which is what I look at in terms of the institutional activity, where the markets are off to races and where essentially markets are pricing in some degree of action or excitement. Something's very slow with my screen today. It's Glenmark and Bajaj Finance, which is now nearing 3,000 rupees. Almost 3,000 for Bajaj Finance. This is one stock where everybody loved it. They adored it. Markets came down, they were forced to sell, and suddenly when the sellers came on the same side of the board, Bajaj Finance from 1,800 has gone up to 3,000. We'll try and play some excerpts of Sanjeev Bajaj's interaction a little later in the day. But Indiabulls Housing, for me, I think really is the momentum mover. You got India, it is getting company from RBL, it is getting company from ICICI Bank, and the entire impact of Visa so far is not having a very large meaningful impact on any of the large IT stocks. So the top draw, Aisha, for a trader is Indiabulls Housing Finance, and the stock which again has mesmerized with a comeback, I think, is Bajaj Finance.
Yeah, absolutely. Bajaj Finance has slowly crept up and it's holding up well in the green. Indiabulls Housing really has been on a relentless move, a 30% move on Friday. You had almost about a 20-odd% move yesterday and another 5.5% on the opening pop itself. 10,300 here. What's in the red though, Nikunj, we must highlight that as well, is the IT majors. So just a sentimental knee-jerk reaction coming in, no wide cracks or anything, but just a dip down for a Wipro, Infosys, etc. Page Industries, that as well is lower ahead of its numbers today. But yes, aside of Bajaj Finance, Nikunj, what one also has to note is the broader participation within financials and in particular banks, which are also beginning to now chip in. So on my screens, the Bandhan Bank is holding up 3.5%, RBL Bank is up 3%. You've got an Inds as well, which is holding up, and Bajaj Finance, of course, is moving quite smartly, 2,900 levels back on Bajaj Finance, 3% higher. Inds as well, a roughly 3% move back above the 500 level in trade. Some of the other names are an Axis which are holding out. Infratel has been moving up quite well. You've got a Cipla which is continuing its uptick from yesterday. On that note, I also want to check in on what's happening with Glenmark. After that 30% move in the stock yesterday, getting its FaviFlu approval by the Indian regulator, 525 on Glenmark, a 30% move yesterday, and today as well you're seeing a follow through come in. About a 1% uptick is what you're seeing on Glenmark as we speak. PNB, surprise, surprise, that as well is participating, holding up a good 2%, Nikunj. So not bad. Financials by and by, they are quite contributing and cushioning the markets.